As seminary and institute teachers, ours is the great challenge to teach and act according to the Savior's way. This could be a debilitating and daunting task or a rewarding revelatory experience. There are two guiding principles that can help us measure our conduct. One, there is no right way to do a wrong thing. And two, it is wrong to do a right thing in the wrong way. We love our students, and often this love offers the greatest temptation to act contrary to these principles. The Seminary and Institute Policy Manual states, all seminary teachers should ensure their actions are consistent with gospel standards and that they avoid the appearance of improper behavior. A friendly atmosphere can be fostered without a teacher or administrator trying to become a member of a student's peer group in actions, dress, or vocabulary. Doctrine Covenants 121, 35, and 36 warns, when our hearts are set so much upon the things of our students that we aspire to the honors of them, we do not learn this one lesson, that the rights of the priesthood are inseparably connected with the powers of heaven and cannot be controlled nor handled only upon principles of righteousness. The temptation to love our students results in the wrong way when we mistakenly love them so much that we cater to them rather than the Spirit. We could also mistakenly operate on the other extreme. Brother Chad Webb of Seminaries and Institutes has taught, the Savior loves the Father's doctrine, but never used it as a club. At times, we have students and teachers who have used doctrine in a way that invites a spirit of accusation and condemnation. Rather than encouraging and edifying, this approach demeans and can even destroy. To follow the example of the Master is to teach in a way that brings hope and heals the brokenhearted. So what happens when the conduct of a class or student is not in harmony with the expectations and standards of the Spirit? In the case of individual behavior, the Gospel Teaching and Learning Handbook states, consult with the student privately. The Lord said that if someone offends another, the offended person should talk with the offender between him or her and thee alone. The teacher could counsel with the student about why he or she is misbehaving and let him or her know that the behavior must change or additional steps will be taken. Teachers should make sure they differentiate the student's behavior from their individual worth. It is important for teachers to remember that the worth of souls is great in the sight of God. They should communicate to the student that while the poor behavior is unacceptable, he or she is valued. Teachers should remember to follow the Lord's counsel and show forth afterwards an increase of love towards him whom thou hast reproved. In a world where two adults are required to be in class, what is the right way to consult with students privately? The highest standard of conduct is the employee standard for seminaries and institutes, which states, never be alone with an individual student in a building, car, or other similar circumstances. Maintain proper teacher and student relationships. Don't have secluded, lengthy, or frequent visits with individual students. Being alone with the student in a room or office without a window or door is open is prohibited. Avoid giving undue attention to anyone in a way that could be misinterpreted or cause speculation or rumor. Inappropriate physical contact with any student, parent, administrative assistant, or faculty member is strictly prohibited, and any form of electronic communication by employees, such as phone calls to students' personal cell phones, emailing, texting, or instant messaging with individual seminary students is prohibited. When electronic communication is necessary, it must be for seminary use only and must be done through the student's parents or legal guardian. Any email communication to parents should be done using the church's communication system. However, stake teachers are not employees of the church, and they have a separate policy. Under the direction of priesthood leaders and parents, stake teachers may communicate electronically with seminary students. Pay attention to the policy. For a called teacher to have direct electronic communication with a seminary student requires both priesthood and parent permission. Until that permission is granted, teachers should protect themselves and their students by upholding the employee standard of communication and conduct. With the permission of parent and priesthood leaders, you may contact students electronically. If you don't have permission, then electronic communication is the wrong way to do the right thing. What is electronic communication? According to the church's policy, electronic communications include blogs, news groups, discussion forums, social networks, email distribution lists, other forms of news media, phone calls to students' personal cell phones, emailing, texting, or instant messaging. If I can't reach out to students electronically, how do I consult with them privately about their seminary behavior? The Seminary and Institute Policy Manual states, in stake seminary programs, daily and home study classes, 2 adults should always be present in the building or home where a seminary class is being taught. This may require calling a team teacher or assigning another responsible adult to be present, such as a student's parent or guardian or the teacher's spouse. The second adult should be the same sex as the teacher unless that person is the teacher's spouse. We should apply this same policy to our student communications. When the Gospel Teaching and Learning Handbook invites us to speak privately with students, it means not in front of their peers. It does not mean to be alone or have private electronic communication. We could summarize the principle of student communication this way. If we need 2 adults in the room to teach, then we should have 2 adults in all of our communications with students. Whenever you consult a student privately, communicate with the parents the same message you delivered to that student. What if I'm an online teacher? The parents of online seminary students have signed a waiver giving permission to allow their students to participate online. The policy manual states electronic communication with students enrolled in online seminary must be conducted exclusively through the course management system, meaning that all electronic communication between the seminary student and their teacher should be done in Canvas. In conclusion, while acting and serving as a seminary teacher, our standard of conduct must reflect the attributes and actions of Jesus Christ, always looking to do the right thing the right way.